All right, man, my neighbor, the guy's been playing VR for about a month and he's already whooping my ass at Beat Saber. I think he's got some type of like Babe Ruth-like biological advantage, like an extra knuckle or something. I know that I have a disadvantage, and that is something with this Oculus Quest 2 material. Right on the controllers, when I switch just a little bit, they begin to slip. So I went out to Amazon and I got 3 controller grips, like kind of a low, medium, and expensive, plus 1 I have from my Oculus Quest 1. I'm gonna put them all on and see if they give me the advantage that I need. Let's see if I can beat his score right after this. All right, so first one out the gate is the Sarlar. This is $9.99, so 10 bucks. Out of 102 reviews, I had 4 out of 5 stars. I'm least excited about this one, but the fact that it's $10 makes me happy. So first impressions is I don't know why it comes with this microfiber cleaning cloth. It's nice to have. I feel like what it does is makes this look more substantial. Here, the straps appear to be just some laces, like thick shoelaces, and really kind of light. And these 2 faux leather type straps. And then of course you've got some Velcro there. Not really much to it, so I've got my doubts about this guy, but of course we will find out. Next up is the Nexago. Now the Nexago, just so you know, it's an N as in Nancy, not M as in Mexico, like the country. You can already tell this one's going to be more substantial. It's got the full grip to it, and I like that. And you know what? This has a smell to it that the other did not have. Kind of smells like a chlorine from like a swimming pool, and not one that's been cleaned recently. They've got like a powdery rubber feeling to them, which I think will go away. And then in here, yeah, these are the straps. Same feeling, kind of like a faux leather. Next up is the Kiwi. Now the Kiwi is $26.99, so $27. 4.5 stars, 4.5 stars out of 39. And considering that these are $27 compared to $20 of the prior and 10 of the first, these should feel better. These should look better. Of course, we'll find out here. And you can already tell the box is bigger. Yeah, I mean, already I can tell you, already looks nicer, I think. Yeah, they feel better. It's also thicker material. And yeah, same thing with this. This has got that like kind of a faux leather feel. Probably feels good against the backside of your hand. Then lastly, I've had these for about a year. These are the Mammoot. These are actually for the Quest 1, but they work for the Quest 2. And I'm going to note that Mammoot actually has some that are for the Quest 2, and they are $38. At least these were $38, and the new ones are right about the same price range. Now this is a much harder type plastic, and probably it's going to fit better. More so probably on the Oculus Quest 1 controller, because the Quest 2 controller is a little bit thicker. Backside of this, and I think this looks like the new ones that they have as well, kind of like a really nice high-end shoelace. When I use these with the Quest 1, they felt really good. Wrap around the backside of your hand because they're really nice and soft. Then they've got this like springy, it's kind of hard to see there, but like a springy little clipper there, and it keeps the shoelace in there. So we'll try those as well. All right, to start off with our hand and grip test, we're going to start with the Sarlar. The Sarlar is kind of funny. I mean, for 10 bucks, I like what it is. If it were much more than this, it would be a crime. And much more than this is the Nexago for twice the price, but it's got a good reason. The Sarlar is just 2 pieces of like faux leather here with this crazy long wrist strap. You put it on your hand, and that's all there is to it. There's nothing keeping it in your hand should your hands get sweaty, but in theory this should be enough. Both this and the Nexago suffer from the same problem. That is, just this strap alone, or 2 straps alone, is just such a pain. I mean, it's not that hard. You can see right here, it's already, I've got to try to loop it back. It kind of falls apart as I'm just trying to use the darn thing. And with one hand, I'm reaching, trying to find where it's good. And that, and you're done. Now, this strap on the back side, I mean, you can see this thing's ridiculous. Look how long that is. I mean, here's my wrist. It goes all the way up to my elbow. As you put this on and you wrap it around your wrist, I mean, it's too much. It's way too much. So then once I have it around my knuckles, You see how much it is flipping and flopping there, and you'll see later on I'm going to show you me playing with these, and it basically just comes up and continually hits my knuckles. But it's not going to fly too far away because it is on your wrist, and that's a good thing. But this in and of itself is a pain. So for $10, you don't want to spend any more than that. Cheapest one I could find on Amazon. Maybe there's something cheaper, I just didn't see it. But for $10, if you don't want to spend any more money, I say it's worth it. If it were $15, maybe even $11, I wouldn't bother. But yeah, there you go. These are the Sarlar for 10 bucks. Okay, so here we have the Nexago. The Nexago and the Sarlar are not that different, where the Sarlar just has this one strip. The Nexago has that strip and then adds a grip. The grip feels good. I like it an awful lot. For $10 more than the Sarlar, I completely think it's worth it. The thing I don't like about this is how difficult it is to get this on. It took me the longest of all of them. And once I did it a couple times, that was fine. But getting this initial piece through here and push through here, it kept slipping out of my hands. It just barely makes the stretch around, and so it becomes difficult. It slips out a bunch. But you know, in theory, once it's on, it's on. I do like these an awful lot because of that grip, more than the Sarlar, because it's more than that. It feels good in the hand, especially the grip underneath the hand. However, like the Sarlar, it just has this two-piece strap here, which I think is a bit of a ridiculous solution. Like the Sarlar, if you don't get it just right, it's going to fall out of your hand. You can overshoot by tightening this strap too much. You can overshoot the thumbstick. You can already see that my thumb is well beyond the top of the joystick. It's just it's a bit of a mess, I think. But again, 20 bucks for this grip alone versus the Sarlar, I think it's worth it. And you know what? I think they're pretty attractive. All right, next we have the Kiwi. I think these are my favorite. So the Kiwi combines the strap from the Sarlar, but a better version of that strap and a higher quality version of that strap, and the grip of the Nexago, but a better grip. Where the Sarlar was $10, the Nexago was $20. This is $27, and I think it's worth the extra money. I don't think $27 is too much, especially so many people using Amazon Prime these days. Just throw this in with the detergent, other things you're getting. It doesn't come with a bottom strap like the Nexago did, which is fine by me because I prefer the Oculus Quest 2 straps, the factory installed. The way you put this on is so much easier. You just slip it through the center of it, and then you've got these two little like overall holes. You put it on, and you're done. The Nexago is a huge pain. The Sarlar, not so much. But plus, I just think this looks nicer. The material is nicer. It's a nice soft rubber. It's a thicker version of the hand grip of the Nexago. So here, let me demonstrate the difference. Where there were two pieces with the Sarlar and the Nexago, this is just one piece with Velcro. You get your hand in there, you get it where you want it, close, you're done, that's it. If you want, you can use the strap, put that around your wrist first, obviously, and honestly, that's it. As easy as it is to get in your hand, it's that easy to even put the darn thing on the entire controller. It's just so much nicer. Now, the downside of this is when you pull on this, if you go too far, you end up kind of pinching your hand there. You can see it happening right here for me. And if I go as far as I can before it starts to pinch and maybe kind of hurt, it's just barely tight enough or where I would want it. I maybe even want it a little bit tighter. So that, but you know, that's my problem. That's for some other person, this could be completely acceptable. And then even though there's a bend in this, it looks like it's a kind of a pre-made bend between the two pieces of Velcro. If you go a little bit further, it'll be fine. If you have smaller hands, if you have larger hands, it'll all work out just fine, I think. So, and then its natural position where it lands, my thumb, it overshoots the stick a bit, a little bit more than I want, but it's not so bad. So, but you kind of can't go wrong. It ends up putting the tip of my thumb right at the B button, which is nice. So maybe it's just about right. Yeah, so I think this is going to be my pick, but I got to play around with them a bit more. So again, these are the Kiwi at $27. I like them a lot. All right, last but not least, we have the Mammoot. Mammoot, when I purchased these, they were $37. You can now get them for around $35. This is the original that was made for the Oculus Quest 1. When the Quest 2 came out, they didn't have something for the Quest 2. They made sure that these could work for the Quest 2, so that's why I'm reviewing them and I'm adding them into the lineup here, but they do have a newer version for the Quest 2. And there will be a link for that down in the description of the video. This of the four feels the most, I suppose, if there's such a thing, professional or put together. It's this harder plastic, it's kind of got that tire grip to it, which is good, but I didn't really find it providing much more grip over the Kiwi. It also has this high-end like shoestring. It feels nice. It feels soft against the back of my hand, and that is a good thing. Let's see how it feels when it's actually gripped. I mean, really, that's all there is to it. You just kind of put it on. Like the others, it has this little loop that you put around the top. That's how it stays on. In theory, I think this, whether it's splitting my knuckles or whether you have it, like on one side, I think it holds, but it doesn't feel like it's going to hold it as well as the Kiwi or really the others. But it overall feels like a better designed or better material. It feels higher quality. I like this strap. It is very soft. It's the nicest or the best feeling of all of them. It doesn't incorporate its own wrist strap, so you can use that. At the time, for $38, there weren't too many options, and Mammoot is a great brand. But I wish I had gotten one of their newer ones. That's my fault. Yeah. It feels pretty good, and you know what? Really, where my thumb is, it's probably has the best of all the placement. So I can hit the B button, the A button. I have easy access to with the tip of my thumb to the joystick. So yeah, that is the Mammoot. It was $38. The newer version is just about $35, and I like it a lot. Okay, so I've got my Oculus Quest, and I've got the controllers with the Kiwi grip controller grips on them. I really like these a lot. They feel really good. Nice form fitting around my hand. I don't think they're going to slip whatsoever. Let's see what happens. Wow, right out the gate, I felt this slip. So perhaps I don't have it on tight enough. And I have played with these already to see what they feel like. But in and of itself, that is not good. All right, so perfect score, 518 out of 518, full combo, rank of S, but I did not beat his score. I needed 442, I got 418, 771. My high score on this is 432, 148, and that was without grips. Whew, that's not good. All right, I feel it crawling up my knuckle, and I feel like it could actually come off at this point. So you can see it. It's actually reached beyond my knuckle there. And when I started, you can see how tight it is. I had it all the way here. My hands are definitely getting sweaty, but not so sweaty that I would have thought it'd be a problem. This is more about me probably swinging my hand around. Now, it didn't happen on this hand, but it's primarily happening on this one. And I'll tell you that without the grips, it's this one that always slips. Okay, so now we have the Sarlar. These are the ones that just have the outside strap and then the wrist strap. So I'm gonna for sure wear this wrist strap, but man, this is crazy long. I mean, here, let's demonstrate this. So I put on the wrist strap, have this much left. So, I mean, it's not gonna keep it on my hand, but I guess it's gonna keep it from flying away and hitting you. You know, if anything, what I actually like about these because of these straps is they're long enough that I can hang them while I put on the Quest. Oh, 417, 46. Holy moly. All right, so let me show you. This one stayed on just fine. Here's where the right one landed. When I started, it was on this side of my knuckle. Now it's over here. Now I was a little distracted when playing by this, and I'm pretty certain about halfway through is when it happened. And it's just barely one more slip and it's beyond my knuckle. The left one, however, stayed. So if I tried the left one, you know, how does it feel in my hand right now? Maybe it's tighter, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's tighter, but it doesn't feel like it's by that much. I mean, looking at them, they look about the same. And let me show you here. Trying to readjust this, see how it is two pieces, where the Kiwi and the Mammoot are one. So I have to hold it like this, and then I have to kind of pull on it. Even then, I'm only getting less than half of the fuzzy side of the Velcro on there. So now it's tighter, but you know, I mean, I'm sure if I did it enough, I'd get used to it. But then again, I mean, look at that. That just kept hitting. I mean, you can see it goes all the way up to here when I was playing. Yeah. So, better than the Kiwi, surprisingly. But I think with the Kiwi, I like how much easier it is to put on. There's a big difference though. This is $10. The Kiwi is closer to 30. I think the Kiwi is gonna last longer and be a better strap through other games. Okay, so next up we have the Mammoot controller grips. Now these are the ones, again, that are for the Quest, not the Quest 2, but they do work for the Quest 2, and they do have newer ones out that are specifically for the Quest 2. And they're cheaper than what I paid for these. They were, I think I showed you earlier, about $35 versus $37. And what I really do like about these is the strap on the back is at like a high quality type shoestring, which doesn't sound good, but it's the closest thing I can kind of approximate. And it feels really nice and soft, especially against the back of my hand. I think a thing I don't like about these is it doesn't feel like it stays on my hand that well. It feels different. I kind of split the knuckle like that. It does stay on your hand though. It's been a while since I've really used these. If I want to, I can adjust the tightness with this right here. Just pull on this and it'll make it tighter. And it's not cutting off my circulation or anything. And even though it's tighter because the string is so soft, it doesn't hurt. It's not leaving like a band across the back of my hand. So let's try it out and see what happens. I would say these are a bit more fidgety than the others. Back when I used these on the Quest, I felt the same way. Now this is funny across my knuckles. See how it's turning there? And maybe I have it on wrong. I don't think I do because it's kind of self-explanatory, but I'm sure someone will point that out to me. 408, 261. Oh my God. You know, I'm not even gonna continue with these. You can see where they are. I didn't like that the last one went across just the peak of my knuckles. It's actually beyond that point, on its way to slipping out of my hand. I mean, you know, like it's right there. I prefer it being back here. And even though I tightened this up, and it's still actually as tight as it was, it's moving too much. And part of it's because this is so soft. But, you know, it's not really made for the Quest 2. Although they said it works with the Quest 2, and they did continue to sell it with the Quest 2, or after the Quest 2 was launched. Okay, now we have the Nexago. This is a lot like the Sarlar. Same strap, where it's just a single strap with these two pieces that come apart. But this, the Nexago, has the other component of the Kiwi and the Mammoot that I like a lot, which is this grip. So it's kind of a combination really more between the Sarlar and the Kiwi. And again, this is one of those where you have to put the two pieces together and see how it feels. Again, like the Sarlar, it actually feels better on my hand. But unlike the Sarlar, it doesn't have anything for a wrist strap. Because this one actually replaces, just like the Sarlar, it replaces the wrist strap on the controllers. So let's put it on, see what happens. You can see here, this is what you're going to be doing in VR. When you want to make this tighter, you're going to have on your HMD and you're going to try with one hand to get two straps to go together. All right, so just like the Sarlar, these are staying on a lot better than the Kiwi and definitely better than the Mammoot. Now something I notice is I think the reason this is better is that the material is a bit more sticky. This is the leather, like the faux leather strap. And that's something that may wear off after a while. I feel them slipping, but they're actually staying, just like the Sarlars. All right, just went past my left hand knuckle. Now I'm basically holding onto it like as if I didn't have any straps on. And I just missed a bunch. I don't even want to continue. You can already see on my left hand that it went past my knuckle. There it is. Now, considering that these are basically just like the sound R, I'm going to tell you the sound R would probably do the same, because the part that's slipping is not the grip that's in my hand, but around the back side of the hand. That's the thing that's going to keep it on your hand. As much as this will allow you to hold on to it, this is what's going to keep it on your hand. So although this is, a failure for the Nexago, I'm gonna have to say that sound R would be the same, because it's the exact same material, the same design. And maybe what's happened is I've used these enough that even prior to today during testing, that they're just stretching. And at which point, you're just gonna have to keep making them tighter and tighter and tighter. And with as quickly as they are stretching, I don't know if it would be worth the investment. You know what? I decided to do one more test. Maybe a bit of as a control, and that is to use my Valve Index HMD with the knuckle controllers. These are like the Cadillac of VR controllers. They are made specifically to fit around your hand. From the initial design, they were made to fit around your hand. These are crazy expensive. 30 bucks, $10. It's not fair to compare. Honestly, it's a world of difference. It's like everywhere these should be slipping, I feel like a counter grip, like on the edge of my knuckle, where it was designed to just not slip. In fact, I can tell you, I've never had the knuckle slip at all. So much better, honestly. So I put each of these controller grips through their paces, and I still couldn't beat Dominic's score. Out of desperation, I once again did some research into what I may be doing wrong and what others are clearly doing right. And although I'm willing to accept that I cannot beat Dominic, it seems over 7,000 other players with higher scores were somehow eking out those remaining 10 to 20,000 points that I could not. Was there something I was missing? Was there something different I could do? And apparently there was. I learned that the best controller grip, at least for Beat Saber, is no controller grip, at least no artificial controller grip. I learned that holding the controller in a manner that felt completely alien to me allowed me to at least beat my own score. But alas, not Dominic's. So I had to concede. I decided I had to call him, I had to confess that I could not beat his score, then he was the champion. So I called Dominic to step through the entire saga the past 2.5 months, and I failed to record the call, as happens sometimes. But in that call, Dominic revealed his strategy, and I used his strategy immediately afterwards to surprising results. So I attempted fate once more, as I felt Dominic may want to hear the results. Hey Dominic, how you doing, man?
Doing well.
Good. So Dominic is the neighbor that basically whooped my ass in Beat Saber. And I've been playing since November to try to to try to beat him. And I would say I think I've played around 30 to 40 some of games of Beat Saber, just trying to beat his score. So to kind of recap for anyone here, my score was 432, 148. And his score was 441, 437. I was actually able to beat it last night. My own score, 432, 215, which is like 70 points. So let me ask real quick. So Dominic, what is your strategy when you play Beat Saber?
Well, for this song in particular, Crab Rave, I had played it a few times already.
Yeah. And that's the thing I didn't know. I didn't realize you had been practicing long before I even I played it before. I played all the songs, but it's okay, Yeah. So you had some good practice in on it.
Yeah, I had some good practice, and I noticed the notes that I kept missing. Typically in the transitions, I feel like I noticed missing certain notes, and every time I retried it, I just hyper focused more on those parts, and with the help. with the help of a couple of brewskis and
it kills me, man. So the purpose behind the entire video is that in order to beat your score, because my hands were slipping, I wanted to get some new controller grips. I reviewed 4 different controller grips and none of them did a damn thing. What I did is I changed my grip type to actually holding it like this, and that's how I beat my own score last night by a smidge, but it's better than it was. And the other thing that Dominic had advised was that he had changed his, that he was actually playing it faster. And so my question was, did you go, and it was, you said it was maybe easier for you to maybe go slower, or maybe there are more points. Immediately after this call that I failed to record, I went downstairs and followed your advice. And you may not have your phone in front of you now, but you definitely have a photo of my score whooping your score's ass, man.
What?
Yes.
No way.
After months. Oh, no. Wait, you don't understand.
No.
You know, all right, just for the world, because Dominic doesn't have his own YouTube channel, so this will be the only score that matters. His score that I had to beat was 441, 437. I got 463, 801. And I did the same thing you did, because you had told me you missed twice, and I missed twice on this.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, if you want some advice, I can give you tips. Just, you know, whatever you want, just let me know. You know, if you want, I can coach you anytime you'd like. Yeah, I'm assuming this is going to last for about another 10 minutes after we hang up the call.
Yeah,
so I'm going to
know my plans this weekend.
Yeah, just let me feel it, man. I've been going for months with this. Just let me get through like the end of the day at least. You know, tomorrow, like 12:01 Saturday morning, you feel free to whoop my ass again.
Wow, what a crazy 2.5 months. This entire thing turned out completely different than I expected. I want to thank Dominic. You've been a great sport, an unwitting participant in this entire video, which I find a little hilarious, but thank you for hanging in there with me. When it comes to a controller review, because ultimately this is still a controller grip review, I choose the Kiwi. The Kiwi had the most comfort. It had a combination of both the hand grip as well as the one that went around the back of your hand, and I think it had a decent value. Last but not least, my name is Greg. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate all of you. Please leave a comment. Please like this video. And most of all, if you could, please subscribe and tell your friends. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you all back here next time. See you on the next one.